Hi, good evening, guys. So tonight is video number 4. We're going to be reading some more, a little bit of our bedtime story that we've been reading a little bit of each night, The Empath's Survival Guide by Judith Orloff MD. The last time that we read together, we were reading about some protection strategies that you can put in place for yourself, thriving as an empath, going over some skills to prevent sensory or to prevent overload, I guess you could say. Not so much going over the actual exercises and tools, but kind of just telling you some of the things that she's going to help with, this author, through the book. And also we touched on a number of bullet points here talking about the common challenges of an empath. So tonight, since we left off with talking about the protection strategy, a shielding visualization for empaths, the next strategy that the author is going to talk about is the power of grounding and earthing. Earthing is a way of connecting to the earth to ground yourself. The earth's energy is medicine for stressed out humans. Touching the earth lets you take her healing in through your feet and your entire body. There is emerging science suggesting that earthing is beneficial to our health. Being in contact with the Earth's electrons is believed to calm our nervous system. It's ideal to walk barefoot in nature, but it's also fine in a grassy backyard. Your feet are especially good at grounding stress because of the many reflexology and acupuncture points in the soles. These are activated by walking barefoot and by massaging them. Your feet are perfectly positioned to transmit the earth's healing to the rest of you. You can also lay your entire body on the earth for a fuller effect. I love resting on my back by the ocean, gazing at the sky. But if being in nature is not an option for you, you can use the following visualization at home, at work, or even in a social situation. If you don't have a private space, you can always take a break and sit outside, or simply go to the bathroom for a few minutes. For years, the bathroom has been my refuge when I've needed to escape from a gathering to lower my stimulation level. Practice this visualization to decompress and to return to your center. I use it for at least 5 minutes daily and teach it to my patients. With this meditation and all the others in this book, you might want to read the directions into a tape recorder, and then when you're ready to meditate, you can simply play it back and relax into the meditation. So the protection strategy, if you don't have the opportunity to go outside and ground, this one is grounding and earthing visualization. Whenever you feel overloaded, anxious, or fearful, take some quiet time to lower your stimulation level. Being alone to recharge will help you decompress. Remember to turn off the computer and phone. Sit in a comfortable position and take a few deep breaths to relax your body. Feel the stillness and ease as tension begins to melt away. There is nothing to do and nothing to be. Just breathe and relax. When thoughts come, let them drift by like clouds in the sky. Do not attach to them. Focus only on slowly inhaling and then exhaling. Feel stress leaving your body as you connect to a sense of serenity. In this tranquil inner space, visualize a large tree with a wide, strong trunk that extends down the center of your body from head to toe. Take a few moments to feel its power and vibrant energy. Then visualize the tree's roots growing from the bottom of your feet and rooting down into the ground, making their way deeper and deeper, creating a comforting sense of solidity. Focus on these roots when you are anxious or afraid. Let the roots anchor you into Mother Earth, stabilizing you. Rooting yourself in this way provides an inner strength that will keep you centered and protected when life gets overwhelming. As you gently and slowly open your eyes, continue to feel the sensation of grounding. Come back to the outer world knowing that you can use this visualization to anchor yourself whenever you get thrown off balance. Grounding is an essential skill to keep you strong. Focusing on your feet, not your fears or sense of overwhelm, is a quick way to center yourself. Foot massage also works wonders to get you out of your head and into your body. Regularly practice this earthing meditation as well as others I'll be sharing to reduce sensory overload. The blessing of being an empath. As you begin this journey with me, remember that your presence, your sweetness, your tender appreciation for people and all of life are gifts for you and others. Your intuition and your refined sensitivities are healing. I want you to appreciate yourself, your openness, and your ability to feel. Realize how special and perfect you are. When you really see yourself, you can connect with the wholeness and depth within. Then you can enjoy your empathy, and that's the point. Not everyone will understand you, but that's okay. Search for kindred spirits who will, and you will understand them too. It's a beautiful feeling of connection. Later, I will discuss how to create empath support groups by using this book, and if you wish to use the companion audio program, Essential Tools for Empaths. In the support group, you can read sections of the book or listen to the audio, and then discuss how the information relates to your issues as empaths. It's amazingly freeing to give and receive such support. I imagine that is because for as many people as I encounter throughout the day, at work or, just wherever, I don't think I've ever met anyone who has at least said they were an empath. Sometimes I can sense a more sensitive energy or a more understanding, compassionate nature, but I've never heard anyone discuss it. I've discussed it with my daughter because I think she's even more empathic than I am, but other than that, and she's a teenager, so the understanding of that is still not there, and I've actually read several parts of this book to her because I want to help her. We are in the midst of an evolution of human consciousness, and empaths are the path forgers. A sacred responsibility comes with our sensitivities, which demand more of us than simply retreating into isolation, which is what I think a lot of people do. And maybe there's other reasons behind that, but I do think that a lot of empaths in particular do that, and it might be hard to determine kind of who that is or how that is, since so many people got used to isolation and seem to enjoy it and have had trouble coming out of that. So that could also be the case for some people. Not everybody who does that is empathic, but that would be, I guess, situation to situation. It's vital we learn how to avoid feeling overwhelmed so that we can fully shine our power in the world. Empaths and all sensitive people are pioneers on the forefront of a new way of being for humankind. You are part of Generation S for sensitivity, those who salute compassion and loving kindness. You represent a vital opening for humanity to grow into a more heart-centered and intuitive awareness. You can model for others how to be sensitive and powerful. I am passionate about helping you manage your sensitivities and use them for your personal well-being and the greater good, just as I've learned to honor myself as an empath, which makes me feel incredibly whole. I hope you will honor your gifts too. I want the information in this book to empower you to be more yourself than you have ever been. To begin this journey, I offer you the following affirmation. I vow to honor my sensitivities and treat myself lovingly as I explore what it means to be an empath and embrace my gifts. I will appreciate myself every day. So that actually completes chapter 1. And the second chapter is Empaths, Emotions, and Health. How to stop absorbing other people's distress. That's where we start off. So I'll read you the first 1 or 2 sections of that, and then that will be kind of what this chapter touches on. An empath's body is different from other people's. We feel everything. Our bodies are porous, so we absorb the positive and negative energies around us into our muscles, tissues, and organs. This can affect our health in many important ways. On the positive side, we're able to sense other people's vitality, happiness, and love within ourselves. This feels amazing and is such good medicine. However, we can also feel other people's physical discomfort, stress, and negative emotions, such as frustration, anger, and fear, even when they're unspoken. As empaths, we can get tired and sick when we're around toxic people, noise, violence, rushing, and yelling. We can even manifest what I call empathic illnesses, where we experience someone else's physical symptoms as if they were our own. As a child, when I'd get on the bus, my mood would suddenly change. I'd start feeling the anxiety or pain of the person beside me. Or I'd go into a large grocery store feeling perfectly fine, yet leave exhausted and tense or with an ache or a pain I didn't have before. I had no idea then that I was being overwhelmed by dizzying aisles of food choices, noxious fluorescent lighting, and the long lines of people. What all this eventually told me about myself and my patients was that certain settings are more stressful for empaths, and that other people's emotions and symptoms can get stuck in our bodies. To survive as an empath, it's essential to learn both how to stop absorbing other people's emotions and pain and how to ground ourselves in overstimulating environments that are not empath-friendly. I will teach you these skills in this chapter. Once you can apply the basics of self-protection, the world will be much easier to navigate and your health and sense of wellness will improve. All right. The limitations of turning to mainstream medicine. Conventional healthcare has some serious deficiencies when it comes to helping sensitive people. Empaths are often misdiagnosed as hypochondriacs or neurotics, a frustrating way to be treated when you're vulnerable and in need, or they may be sent to a psychiatrist for a prescription for an antidepressant such as Prozac, or anti-anxiety medications such as Valium or Xanax. Although these are often the standard biochemical treatments for depression and anxiety in conventional medicine, they are not what I recommend for empathic overload. Additionally, in mainstream medicine, empaths may be diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, a condition which is associated with an impaired ability to process sensory stimulation. Those with this diagnosis are considered to be abnormally sensitive to crowds, light, sound, and touch. I am very against physicians labeling high sensitivity as a sensory processing disorder instead of a gift with its own set of challenges. Medicine too often pathologizes anything different that it doesn't understand. Empaths have special traits that exist on the normal continuum of human experience. They exemplify the wonderful diversity of our species. The problem with conventional medicine is that it lacks a paradigm that includes the body's subtle energy system. This concept has been central to many healing traditions for thousands of years cross-culturally, including traditional Chinese medicine. What is subtle energy? It is the vital life force that penetrates the body and extends inches to feet around it. Think of the halo in sacred art, the beautiful white light that comes off the top of the head. That's an example of the energy body. Unlike traditional Chinese medical practitioners who work with their patients' subtle energy, known as qi, conventional medicine practitioners do not share this reference point when diagnosing and treating patients, a limitation that is crucial for you to grasp. My mission is to re-educate healthcare practitioners about the proper treatment of empaths, who are incredibly energy sensitive, so that we can get the care and understanding we deserve. In my psychotherapy practice, I combine my conventional medical skills with energy medicine, intuition, and spirituality. When patients consult with me, I listen with my intellect, but I also listen with my intuition and my empathic abilities. This extra information saves me enormous time in getting to know them. To empower my empath patients, I teach them to tune into their inner voice and to set boundaries with draining people so that their sensitivities can be a source of strength, love, and vitality rather than dis-ease. Okay, so we're going to stop there tonight. And tomorrow we will touch more on how to optimize your health, figuring out if you're a physical or an emotional empath or both. There will be some self-assessments for that. And we may touch on illnesses that empaths tend to suffer from. So again, I hope that the little nuggets of wisdom that I shared with you are helpful, and that each time we read this together, you gain a little bit more understanding for yourself or your partner or your children. Yeah, I think it's just really important. The more that we can understand ourselves, that can only do good things for us in life, and, you know, definitely can help us, just like diagnosing something. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is figuring out what's wrong, because if you don't figure out what's wrong, how can you even begin to remedy it or to work with it, whatever the situation may be. So I will see you next time for video number 5 and reading more of this really wonderful book, The Empath's Survival Guide by Judith Orloff MD. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.